Hello, I'm Valentin Mandace from Historic Houses Romania Casa de Epoca, and I'd like to welcome you to my Facebook Live podcast, in which I would like to present the first mosque of Bucharest. It's the one right behind me. You can see the minaret. The mosque has been built in 1906 for the Royal Exhibition in Carol Park and been transferred here from where I'm broadcasting, Eroi Revoluție area, quite far away, a few kilometers away, in the 1950s, because the communists built there the museum, the mausoleum of Communist Heroes, and they didn't want to have around religious monuments. So it's been dismantled and put together back here in the 1950s. So the mosque is from the 1906. It's the first mosque of Bucharest. It's a bit unusual. Let's see its architecture on the side. We'll go like this in walking around it. Oh, I'm sorry for that. It's the stick. It's a bit slippery, and you can see the architecture. The windows, they look like mihrabs. Why Bucharest had a mosque only in 1906? Taking into account the fact that Bucharest and Wallachia, of which it was the capital of Wallachia, has been under the Ottoman Empire for 450 years, for nearly 5 centuries, half a millennium. Very unusual for the Ottoman Empire, which expanded itself and set up Muslim colonies all over the realm, Ottoman realm, including in places which are now in Hungary. The Budapest, for example, is full of mosques in the 16th, 17th century. But not here in Bucharest, although it's been an integral part of the Ottoman Empire. Is the peculiar status of Moldavia and Wallachia. They were frontier provinces of the Ottoman Empire, and since their beginning under the Ottomans, there was a treaty of vassality, which allowed the self-rules of the locals, governed by their own princes, Christian princes, and in exchange for peace and a tribute, a very hefty tribute paid annually to the Turks, including sometimes children, soldiers for the Janissary Corps, they were allowing the locals to govern themselves, and they didn't build mosques or settled Muslim populations here. And that is a huge contrast with the situation in Bulgaria, which were directly governed by Istanbul, by the Ottomans, Bosnia, Serbia, Greece, for example, not in Wallachia and Moldavia. And it's one of the peculiarities of the Ottoman Empire, because Moldavia and Wallachia were the only Christian protectorates of the empire. The Muslim population of Romania, and for whom this build has been erected, they came once the seaside province of Dobroja came into the components of Romania. That is used to be part of the old Bulgaria, given to Romania after the Russian-Turkish War of 1876-77, after the Peace of Berlin in 1878. So that contained an ancestral Ottoman Muslim population, and as they became part of the Romanian state, they came to Bucharest for work and trade, set up businesses, so a mosque was necessary for them. Carol I was very liberal and very forward-thinking, and wanting to include as full participants in the Romanian citizen body the Muslim population. And he built a mosque for them in Constanța, which for a while used to be the largest one in Europe, and this one in Bucharest in 1906, the largest one, the first one for Bucharest, the largest one was in Constanța. The architect for both of them was Victor Ștefănescu, who also designed the Anglican Church of Bucharest. For us, not having a tradition of Islamic worshipping places, Victor Ștefănescu had to undertake a study trip in Turkey, what was left from the Ottoman Empire at that time. The Ottoman Empire succumbed after the Great War, so just in its last throes, he went there and studied Muslim architecture, and the result is this. So quite a checkered background, I would say, for the poor building, which was dismantled by the Communists in the 1950s and brought over here, and now is hidden behind the curtain of communist blocks. These are the communist block houses around. You can barely see it. Not many Bucharest people know about it. And also it's full of rubbish, all of this squalor behind me around. And now the Muslim population of Bucharest increased dramatically with additions of immigrants from the Middle East, from the Indian subcontinent, and there are another few mosques around in the town. But this is the first one, and it serves the old backbone Muslim community of Romania, which originates in Dobruja, in the seaside province. The minaret is impressive, I would say. You can see it there with the moon crescent on top. So I hope that you liked this more interesting and more exotic in a way. It's very particular for Bucharest architectural monument designed by a Romanian architect who took a study trip in the Ottoman Empire and serving the old Muslim community of this country. I'll see you at the next podcast. Bye-bye.